You know, when you think of a comfortable retirement, most people think I'm going to retire at 65, retire from the company for 40 years, get the gold watch, the nice pension, collect a little Social Security, and live happily ever after. Guess what? That's not today's retirement by any stretch of the imagination. People are retiring significantly earlier, and sometimes earlier than they even want to. Stick around and figure out how to pivot if that happens to you.
Pivot.
You just got to pivot.
That's right.
You got to pivot.
Yep.
Things get thrown at you, so you got to figure things out. Because here's the true facts. When you look at this, 50% of us will be forced into an early retirement. You think you're going to retire at 65, you're 60, guess what? They pull the plug on you. 50% are forced into early retirement. If this does not motivate you to take action, I don't know what does. Here's what's going on. 38% of individuals have health issues. And this might not be your own health. It could be a loved one, maybe a spouse. A lot of you have aging parents that maybe you have to take care of. So then you have to leave your job to take care of them. How about 22%? You're getting laid off, right? Out with the old, in with the new. Or here, 11. Caregiving, because when you look overall, right, retirement is so far away. When you're in your 40s, it's like, man, I'm going to retire like in 30 years, right? You don't really think about it. And then you hit your 50s, the average target age is mid-60s, 60 to 69, target age, so you're going to retire at age 70?
That's what it would suggest.
Yeah, right? So these are some targets, but it's like, all right, well, when do people actually retire? Is that men average is 64, women is 62. We talk to most people today and it's like, yeah, I don't think I could retire early. I'm gonna have to work until age 70. But guess what? We are retiring earlier, so you'll just wanna make sure that you're prepared.
So right off the bat, take a look at your liquid assets, your investment assets. These are in your retirement accounts, non-retirement accounts. And in this example, it's $500,000. So we use something called the 4% rule, which you may want to use 3% if you're younger, but 4% just to give you an idea. So 4% of $500,000 is approximately how much you could spend on that portfolio per year. That's $20,000. Then you want to add up your fixed income, maybe Social Security, maybe pension, maybe rental properties, whatever. In this example, that's another $35,000. So with $35,000 plus the $20,000 you could spend from your portfolio, that's $55,000. That's what this would suggest that you can spend. But Joe, a lot of times people are spending more than that, like $70,000, $80,000, $100,000, and they find they can only spend $50,000. So then you got to make some adjustments.
Yeah, well, I think this is really important because let's say if you lose your job and you get another job and you're making a little bit less, guess what? We make do. We figure it out, right? And look at the same if you are retiring early or if you just hate your job so much and you just want to get the heck out, right? Trust me, I know what you're going through. You have $500,000, yeah, maybe some days. $500,000, right? Let's say you have that 500, you take 4%, 20, you add 55 grand. You're like, okay, that is my new salary. That's the mindset that you have to have. Can you live off of $55,000? Guess what? A lot of you can make do with that. You'll say, you know what? I'm fine. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be happy with my $55,000. Al and I meet thousands of you, right? With all shapes and sizes of portfolios. And we see people with millions and millions and millions of dollars and they're miserable. We see people that can live off of $55,000. They're the happiest people that you've ever met in your life. So money doesn't necessarily mean everything. You just want to, funnel this in to figure out what you can spend. That gives you a little bit better peace of mind, Al, versus saying, I need $2, $3, $4 million. If they know I can spend 50, 60, 70, 80 grand, okay, that's good. But for some people that spend a lot more, what can they do? A lot.
Yeah, exactly, Joe. And I think that's right. We do see all kinds of people that spend at different levels. But if you're in the situation where your spending is greater than what the example or what your situation would say you can spend, here's a few things you can think of. A lot of these are obvious, but we have 8 different things we want in one spot for you. So the first one is reduce your expenses. Take a look at what you're spending right now. Figure out what you could potentially reduce to make the budget maybe work out a little bit better. Another one for some of you that love your cars, maybe now it's time to go down to a cheaper car, a lesser lease payment, whatever it may be. Getting a part-time job, maybe that's a way to figure this out. Or maybe you set up a consulting business or an internet business. Or Joe, maybe you walk dogs for whatever. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do to make a little extra income.
Trade in your car. for a cheaper car.
Yes.
I mean, that's the show right there.
That's the main point.
That's all you got to do, folks. Trade in your car for a cheaper car. A few other things, reverse mortgages. So if you're in your 60s and things like that, and you have a lot of equity here in Southern California, a lot of you do, you might want to consider this, or just downsize, right? Let's get out of Southern California and move somewhere a lot cheaper. Or, stop supporting your older children. Alan wrote this. This is all Big Al Clopine here.
These were things for me, Jeff.
Yes, because he's looking to retire, and he's like, I'm getting rid of my lease. Because, Robbie, you're off the payroll, right? But there's things, right? Again, it's just focusing a little bit more on your overall financial situation. And you can make things work. But if you don't plan, it's very difficult to execute. So make sure that you put a plan in place, and we can help you with that. Go to yourmoneyyourwealth.com, click on our Retirement Readiness Guide. Retirement Readiness Guide. Go to yourmoneyyourwealth.com. It's our free gift to you to get you ready for retirement when it's expected or when it's not expected.
Are you prepared for retirement? Schedule a free financial assessment with an experienced financial professional right online at purefinancial.com.